Hey there everyone, Maria Young here and welcome back to my channel. So many of you guys have asked me exactly how in the world am I able to get so many different varieties of plants and at such affordable cost. Well, my secret here is simple, guys. I simply use whatever available resource is available to me, one of which is Facebook Marketplace. Now you guys all know Facebook as a mega social media site, but it is not only that, it is also a mega marketplace site where you can find anything and everything. Anything that you want, someone is selling it at Facebook Marketplace. So today I'm going to take you guys on a wonderful plant shopping spree with me, and we're going to find out exactly what we can find via Facebook Marketplace, of course. Are you ready? And we have arrived. Now, wasn't that absolutely fantastic, guys? Or should I say, plantastic? Because that's definitely what it was. And now that we're back in my garden, let's go ahead and check out what plantastic plants we got. Okay guys, so these are the plants right here that I got from this amazing plant haul. Now I do have to admit there are a couple of plants that I didn't include in here simply for the fact that they are duplicate plants, and when I get to those plants I'll let you know which ones did have some duplicates. So the first plant that I'm going to be showing you is this wonderful tropically delicious plant right here, and believe it or not, this one in particular is an orchid. And what I do love most about this, of course, is the extreme contrast in color where it's showing you that very deep green and also that true silver. And when I say silver, I mean it. It's very metallic and very sparkly. When you put it in the sun, it reminds me of little diamond dust particles. That's how sparkly it is. So definitely beautiful contrast with the striation, reminding me of zebra stripes. And this is just so tropically delicious, wonderful tropical foliage on this. And this particular one is a Sarcoglottis septrodes and is a terrestrial orchid. And I do believe that I purchased this one for about $10 or $15. And the next one up is this delightful wild hair day of a cacti plant right here. And as you can see, it is coming in a very nice size basket. The basket is very, very full of all of these tentacles. Definitely looks like that to me. And as you can see, just very, very healthy and such an intriguing and interesting appearance on this wild fella. So this particular cactus right here is also known as the dogtail cactus, and I suppose you can see that with its wagging little dogtail right there. And this is also known as the Strophocactus testudo as well. Now, your regular Strophocactus testudo usually blooms in a white or perhaps even a greenish color, but this one in particular I believe is a hybridized one, because this one blooms in a red colored flower. So you're gonna get an abundance of red flowers on these. I am very, very excited to see these bloom because I haven't seen them come in red before. And I actually got 3 of these types of plants right here for $10 a piece. And because I did get duplicates of this plant, I do plan on getting some cuttings from them, so I may have some available for trade or sale as well. And the very next plant that we have up is this Hoya. Oh boya, because as you can see, this is a pretty large size Hoya right here. Very healthy and very full in a large size pot. And look at those beautiful, beautiful splashes on the leaves. This is the Hoya publicalis splash variety. And I do have to admit, I am just absolutely amazed at how beautiful and how healthy and how large this plant is. And I just can't get over the beautiful splashes of those leaves. Oh my goodness. So tropically delicious. I just want to eat them, guys. Oh, yummy, yummy. And I can't believe that I got this for a mere 10 buckaroonies as well. Can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? And I also have this very dainty vining climbing plant right here that looks similar to the Hoya. As a matter of fact, it is closely related, sister genus to the Hoya, and is similar in the way that it grows and also looks. This is the Dischidia, also known as the Dischidia, however you guys want to pronounce that. And what makes this so unique is this symbiotic relationship that this carries on with the ants, and is why this is called the ant plant as well. And what I do find so amazing and so unique about some of the varieties of these Dischidias is the fact that these plants can actually go so far out of their way to accommodate these ants, where they actually have certain growth patterns or even certain growths that can house and protect colonies of ants. So it's just really amazing to me to literally witness or see plants and animals thriving together in such a way that they do need one another to grow. Now, this particular pot right here is actually housing 2 varieties of Dischidia type of plants, as you can see. I'm not quite sure exactly what this one is. It's very adorable with the circle type of leaves and has a nice veining in there as well. But I'm not sure exactly what that one is. Now, this one right here, I was able to find out that this one is a Dischidia oantha. And also, just as a side note to let you know that these are also known for blooming as well. And some of them actually bloom similar to the Hoya, where they will bloom tiny little cluster of flowers, and some actually bloom singular flowers, just one after the other off of these vines. And I did get 2 hanging baskets of these as well, and I got each one of these for 10 buckaroonies a piece. And this one right here in particular is known as the Plume Osa Fern, or also known as the asparagus plumosa. And I do have to tell you folks, this is a fern that is so much fun to have. One of my most favorite ferns. I'm such a touchy-feely gal, and because of the texture of this fern, I just can't resist or help myself from touching it. I mean, look at the texture of the actual fronds it has. It is so light, it is so airy, it is so feathery. And if we take a close look, look at that. Look at the tiny leaflets and how lacy it is. How beautiful. And it is so thin in the way that it grows. You can literally see your hand behind it. It gives that translucent, very lacy look. And I don't know what it is about this plant, but it really gives me that bonsai type of effect of how this plant grows. And it's just very peaceful and also very serene. And folks, I cannot believe that I got this fern right here absolutely free. This was a freebie and a gift, and believe it or not, this was literally growing in her yard. She had an abundance of this just growing, and she just simply pulled a bunch out and gave it to me. So I'm just absolutely thrilled of the beauty of this plant, and I really want to give it a try and see if it'll grow in my yard as well. And right here we actually have two fruiting cactuses. This one in particular is known as the Epiphyllum guatemalense monstrosa, and it's also known as the curly locks and the curly sue, and also the mini dragon fruit. Also, we have here to the back, this is the Seleniceris Petranthus, or the Taranthus, however you guys want to pronounce that. And this is also known as the Princess of the Night, also known as the snake or the flamingo cactus as well. And the reason why it is called a snake, I'm sure you can see, because of the long, lanky, and snaky stem that it has, or the growths, however you want to call that. And also for the fact that this will actually give off the blooms, which after the blooms are spent, the remnant of the bloom will actually look like a flamingo's head. How interesting of a cactus is that? And just as a side note to this snake cactus right here, as you can see, the aerial roots are coming out of the modified stems, and these aerial roots right here will be used to attach to vegetation or trees. So you will find this cactus actually literally climbing up trees and other vegetation. And just to let you know how much they cost, this one in particular right here costs 5 buckaroonies, while this one right here, guys, was absolutely free. This was a freebie gift. And these right here, I actually purchased 2 very long sticks that I purchased, I think $1 or $2 a piece. Then afterwards, I just cut them down to size, and then I went ahead and potted them up, and there they go right there. So these are actually coming from cuttings. And these plants right here are actually nicknamed the Mexican sunflower and also the tree marigold, if that gives you any clue to the size of what this plant can get to. Growing to about 10 to 20 feet or even larger than that. So yes, you have to keep an eye on these plants because they can be rather evasive as well, growing like weeds. But what I do love the most about these is the fact that they grow so large and they can provide such canopy for your shade-loving plants, and that's exactly what I'm going to be using these for. And of course, I love the simple fact that they do have large sunflower-like types of flowers that can bloom throughout the year. So yes, wonderful effect of these plants right here, and very beneficial as well. And up next is this Hoya right here. And I've got to tell you, this Hoya is one of my most favorite. I am sure you guys can see why. Definitely because of the very dramatic and very extreme, almost seeming to be black veining in the leaves. Also with that nice green in the backdrop, just giving quite a striking appearance, almost reptilian, if I do say so myself. And if we take a look at the leaves, which are at a pretty nice size, you are also going to notice that very jagged edging on those leaves as well. Again, one of my most favorite, this Hoya Finlaysonii. And I actually got these 2 Hoyas as cuttings. Now, this one in particular, I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it's some sort of Carnosa, I believe. Just the classic Carnosa right here. No variegations, nothing too special on that one. At least that's what I think this is. I'm not going to know for sure until it blooms, so that is just an assumption. And this one right here as well, both cuttings, and both for $2 a piece. So definitely a great deal for $4 for both, and I am extremely happy with this purchase. And as you can see, folks, it is now raining in my garden, so we're gonna take a little break and I'll be back. Okay guys, and I think we're back. As you can see, there was quite a pour down in my garden, but you guys know I do film mostly outdoors, so it does come with the territory, and I'm just so thankful that you guys are bearing with me. So let's move on to the next. And this particular plant right here is known as the Ledebouria Socialis, also known as the wood hyacinth and the silver squill. And as you can see with this particular plant right here, it is only singular. But normally in nature you will find these growing in huge clumps and also in masses. So when they are grown in masses, they can be quite spectacular in their appearance with their very leopard spotted leaves. And again, these are bulbous, so you're going to find all of the little bulbs or new growths that will come from beneath, and that is basically how they will clump up and grow in those beautiful masses. Now, this plant is known to bloom off of small inflorescences and has very little tiny blooms. The blooms are white or a yellowish greenish color, but I have to tell you, they're not so impressive and definitely nothing to write home about. The true beauty is really going to be found within the leaves of this plant right here. These two right here are both succulent plants. These are known to be within the Stapelia family, which of course you guys know are really within the milkweed family of succulents. And this one in particular is known as the Huernia Schneideriana. And as you can see, even though the actual modified stems appear to have these very sharp spines, trust me, they are not pokey. They are not needly where they can harm you. These are very flexible little points right there, so harmless, and that applies to both of these as well. And this particular plant right here does bloom a very tiny pentagon shaped like flower. It also has a very deep burgundy, ruby-ish, maroonish, reddish color, very extreme and dramatic. And this is also called the red dragon. So yes, it has an impressive name, and I believe the plant structure and the blooms are really impressive as well. And this Orbia Schwinfurthii right here does bloom a very nice flower as well, blooming a star-shaped flower with the colors of yellow, orange, and sometimes red. So very nice patterning and colors on the blooms of this one. And I do believe I did get some great deals on these ones right here. I purchased this one for $3 buckaroonies and this one for $5. Now, this particular cacti right here is known as the Cereus Peruvianus Monstrose. And normally when you do have Monstrose or Monstrosa within the name, it's really an indication that there may be some form of mutation or perhaps some form of deformation within the plant. And oftentimes it is a wanted or a needed attribute that they are going for. So with that being said, this particular cactus plant right here is very similar to your common Cereus peruvianus, also known as the Peruvian apple because of its edible fruit. The only difference here that you will find is the very mutated or the deformed growth that this has, which appears as an overlapping or a very wrinkling effect in the plant. And again, it is very intentional and does add quite a beauty to this plant. And believe it or not, I actually got this one for free because this is actually still a cutting and I'm getting it to root. But an absolute freebie on this one. Very beautiful gift right here. Yet another freebie, a very nice gift. And I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but I can tell you I have great hopes that perhaps this will turn out to be a rat tail. Because if you guys know anything about the tail type of succulent cacti plants, the rat tail, the dog tail, the monkey tail, they are really known for the abundance of beautiful blooms that they can give, and the rat tail is definitely one of them, giving quite a number of blooms. So fingers crossed, I hope this is a rat tail. What do you guys think? And you guys already know I had to pick up a bromeliad, of course, to add to my bromeliad collection. Now, I'm not exactly sure on the type of bromeliad this is. I do believe it is some form of Neoregelia. Now, what I do love most about this is the very speckled and dotted pattern that it has throughout its leaves. It is quite amusing to see how many speckles, those tiny little dots, are on this. And the colors on here are a dark green and also a deep burgundy color in those spots. And I am absolutely thrilled to pick this one up because I don't have another bromeliad with this type of patterning. And I did pick up this bromeliad for $3, and take a look-see, we do have two little spotty dotty babies. So indeed, yay, this one is with children. And last but never least are these two right here. And I did want to end it with a bang, showing you one of my latest and greatest addictions right here. Oh, Hoya, oh, boya, indeed. And these particular ones are coming in nice size pots. And as you can see, very healthy and very full are these pots. And these are both Hoya benvergaris. And what I do love about these leaves right here are the definite characteristics. As you can see, that very heavy veining within the leaves, definitely giving a striking effect to the plant. But what I also like is the fact that if you leave these within higher light conditions, they will also change colors like a chameleon, in the fact that they can give reddish or deep maroonish tinges on here as well. So definitely a beautiful attribute to this plant right here, and is quite a beautiful Hoya, if I do say so myself. And these Hoyas right here I did get for $10 a pot. Again, very healthy plant, and I believe is also a great and fabulous deal on these Hoyas. Also, just to let you guys know that the Hoya party is definitely not over. As a matter of fact, I just had a recent Hoya haul, so I have to share these particular ones with you. And I purchased this from a beautiful lady by the name of Liz. I definitely want to share them with you, so stay tuned for more. And there you have it. That is my very affordable, very incredible plant haul via Facebook Marketplace. Now you guys are gonna have to let me know exactly what you thought of the plants that I got today. Make sure you post those comments below. Also, if you do want to get in contact with the individual that I did purchase these plants from, definitely check her out on Facebook, and I'll go ahead and put the advertisement on the screen for you right now so that you guys can see that and get in contact with her. And also, as a side note, I did want to let you guys know that Cynthia actually creates these fabulous, functional, whimsical furniture art pieces made out of tile. And I'm gonna post some pictures for you on screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're interested in beautifying your grow space, you can contact her for that as well. And also, just a special shout out to Cindy. I want to thank you so much for being so kind and allowing us to come in and also sharing your plant world with us. Also, I want to thank you for all of my plant babies as well, because I love them so much. And I do hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please be sure to like, share, and also subscribe. And make sure you turn on that bell notification button so you guys will know exactly when I do post a new video. And if you haven't yet already, please be sure to join me on Facebook and also Instagram under My Orchid Adventures. Thank you guys so much, and as you guys already know, I do truly love and appreciate each and every one of you guys all. I will see you guys later, and I'll also grow with you guys later as well. See you guys later on my next adventure. Bye-bye. Mwah.